Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we are looking at the NBA Christmas Day slate on Prizepicks. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to you guys. Hopefully, you are gonna enjoy the day with your family. We got some nice gifts and enjoy watching some basketball. We also have some football as well. But we're looking at the Prizepicks. I already posted a DraftKings and FanDuel video. You can check that out if you're playing. As always, the like button if you enjoy the content. Subscribe if you haven't already. Bounce back on Prizepicks, see if we can try to get a full six pick and get you guys 25x. It's gonna start by looking at the free square, which is Nikola Jokic, Saint Nick himself. We just need 1 point. You're gonna be looking to start one of your entries with him. There's a few other props I'm looking at. First game of the day is the Sixers and the New York Knicks. So you got some good props. Harden coming off of a triple-double. Embiid on Christmas. He's done well, especially against the Knicks. We have some bench player props to look at if you wanted to. With Niang, who's been hitting some threes recently. Milton's at 9.5 points. He's hit this 3 out of his last 5. And then you got Tucker at 3.5, which just been so bad. They actually have been doing better when he doesn't score. They're 8-1 in games that he hasn't scored a single point. But I think Embiid looks one. If you wanted to take his points over, that's fine. But there's some other props I'm looking at. Next game is the Lakers and the Mavs, and I do like LeBron to go over 30 points. He's been 6 straight games of at least 30 points. Last time he took 23 shots in that great game against the Hornets, which came to a tough ending for the Lakers. But LeBron continues to do his part. He's just going to be the most heavily involved player on offense. He's been able to get to the rim whenever he wants, and there's not too much to worry about with the Dallas front court starting Christian Wood, and you're not really worried about Powell or anybody like that. So expect LeBron to be able to get to the rim. He's been hitting, last game he hit 4 out of 8 threes, so hopefully he stays hot there. Expect another, hopefully 30 points out of him. You have Thomas Bryant, who's been good in the starts that he has in place of Davis. He plays good minutes. He can give you double-doubles. We need 15 points. Tough game from last time. He missed it, but I do like him to go over. He might not make my final 6, but he's definitely one guy that you could look to. Same thing could be said for like Reeves. He comes off the bench, but he's been good in terms of just being able to hit the 3, and he can give you some peripheral stats as well. We know Chris Middleton is out. He's doubtful. We don't expect him to play. So Giannis and Drew Holiday are going to have to carry the load. It's been mostly Giannis, and the Brook Lopez has been kind of the other guy. We only need 11.5 points out of him. He's been really good with his three-point shooting, playing good minutes, and getting good shots just without Middleton there. So I'm hoping he can be able to continue that against Boston, going up against Horford, and then Robert Williams, guys that you could stretch out. Robert Williams not a guy that you would really want to go stretch out to the three-point line, but Horford will be able to maybe match up to him there. But he's just so tall. He just shoots over anybody. It's not really going to make a difference on him. So I like him to get us at least 12 points. Next up, we're looking at the Grizzlies and the Warriors props. Poole, he's been up and down. Last game, just 1 of 11, but it was just a terrible game from the start for the team. We know DiVincenzo is back, so maybe a little bit less scoring, just really necessary for Poole and Thompson, but they're still going to be able to get as many shots off as they want, especially Poole. Speaking of DiVincenzo, I do like him over 10.5 points. Maybe you can look to his points, rebounds, and assist prop if you wanted to do that instead, but I'm taking his 10.5 points. He's played starter level minutes, 33, 35, 38 in the last 3 games that he has played. He got, against Toronto, just wasn't able to get into any rhythm, but before that, 17, 15, 16 points. He's going to get a good amount of threes off, 5+ easily a game, and going up against the Grizzlies, they play fast. It should be an up-tempo game. Hopefully they don't get blown out right from the start again, which I'm not expecting, being that it's in Golden State. So those are 4 props I got so far, all the points props. If you look at the fantasy score props, Randall's been killing it recently. Tough matchup going up against the Sixers, against Embiid in particular, but I still like him. Still like Embiid's over 51.5 if you wanted to do that. But there's one under I think you could definitely look to. It might not be the favorite, of a lot of people's, but I'm taking the under on Mitchell Robinson's fantasy because he's going up against Joel Embiid. He's got into a lot of foul trouble in the games against Embiid. In the last 8 games that he's faced off against Embiid 8 times. He's fouled out in 2 of the games, and in more than half the games he's had 4+ fouls. So it's typically Embiid's able to just get him into foul trouble, and then they'll probably have to maybe put Randall on him or bring in Hartenstein. And just with the great play of Randall and Barrett, and Brunson's going to get his. I'm hoping Robinson doesn't go crazy with the blocks or anything like that. Sixers don't turn the ball over at a crazy high rate, so hopefully he doesn't run into some steals. And taking the less on his fantasy. So it's 5 props. Some other fantasy props that look decent would be maybe Giannis taking the over, or definitely over, maybe on Austin Reeves. John Morant's only at 49.5, but with them getting Bane back, it's going to be tougher. And then you have Jordan Poole, who's at 37. He's been up and down, but he does give you that high ceiling. I think it is one that you could lean to the over there. But I'm just going to be satisfied taking the Robinson under. And then for the final pick, we're going over to the rebounds board. And we're taking Julius Randle over 9.5 rebounds. So basically what I said about Mitchell Robinson, the fact that he's been getting into foul trouble in the games against Embiid. If that happens, it could go to Randle more at center. And Randle's been really crashing the boards recently. In the games against the Sixers, he has 10 or more rebounds in 4 out of the last 5 games that he's played against them. He's had 10, 6, 10, 12, 11. Then he had a 7, 15, 7, 10, 12, 10. So if you go back since 2020, in the games against the Sixers, he's gotten you at least 10 rebounds in 7 of the 10 games. And I think it's a good chance that happens again tomorrow on Christmas. So hopefully Robinson gets into foul trouble, and then they go to Randle more at center. Or even if Robinson's still in there but just doesn't play well, Randle's going to crash the glass. So that's what I got for you guys on Christmas. Definitely take advantage of Jokic's free square. LeBron James over 29.5 points. Brook Lopez over 11.5 points. DiVincenzo over 10.5 points. Robinson under 25.5 fantasy. And Julius Randle over 9.5 rebounds. Best of luck. You guys make some money. And I'll catch you all next time.